Oh, working from home, I actually recruited my wife to help me and do this recording. Um, it's very hard to to grasp the situations that we are in. You know, it's my belief that 200 years from now, people will talk and think about the period we're experiencing now as we are thinking and speaking about the Spanish flu or the Black Plague, the bubonic plague. I think the questions we need to ask ourselves are not historical questions, but more holistic, future-driven questions. You know, everyone is calling the event we are going through it's a black swan event. Usually I compare a black swan event to a skunk work. We know where it starts, we know where it ends, we know where we are going. It's very equal to the moon landing. It was a technology driven event, everything was simple, everything was clear. For me, what we're experiencing right now is more equal to an accelerated Darwin event. We have no idea where we are going, and if I'm thinking about historical contextual events that can be very relevant to what we're experiencing right now, I think the Voyager is extremely relevant. When we put the Voyager in space, we didn't ask a technology-driven questions. We had philosophical questions. What are we going to do with aliens when we are going to encounter them? How are we going to constantly maintain a data stream from an object that is just increasing its distance from itself to Earth? As a result, we got a technology that over 40 years later is still capable of sending us images back to Earth. The amount of collaborations that were placed into the Voyager project is unprecedented until today. And I think these are the key words: collaborations, resilience, repurposing. What are the questions we need to ask ourselves today in order to move forward as a society? Life as we know it will never be the same. And it's very hard to grasp that. We are burying thousands of deads around the world. The economy literally came into a standstill. Most of the industries we relied on for comfort, for luxury, simply doesn't exist right now. And we have two options. We can restart the economy in the world as it existed before and probably end up in the same situations as we are today few years from now. Or we can simply stop and rethink the narratives that brought us so far and try to repurpose our resources in order to really create an adaptive resilient structure to move forward. It's about the questions that we ask. It's about the leadership that we put in place. It's about the educations that we push to our kids. It's about understanding that, the Black Plague basically put the foundations for the industrial revolutions that brought us so far. Yes, thousands, millions of people died, and it's something we're experiencing right now, but it did create the middle class. It's increased, the wages, laborers were in high demand. There were a lot of benefits of monetizing the Black Plague. So how do we monetize the current events that we're experiencing? How do we understand the positive impact? How do we, find a way to not let the events shape us, but use the events in order to shape the future narratives of how we would like to see ourselves? We have a lot of opportunities right now in front of us, and yes, everyone is stressed, and we need to take care of the fires, and going to have millions of unemployed. But let's just divert 30% of our thinking power, of our resources, not to handle the current situations, but to define future narratives. If we just start with 30% and we use the exponential growth and impact, few months from now we'll have 100% of society looking forward, of defining new ways of working, new ways of educating, new ways of thinking, new ways of trades, of conducting business. We need to understand that sustainability doesn't happen on a global scale. Knowledge happens on a global scale. So how do we take the knowledge and put it on local communities in order to build sustainable society? A society that can use adaptive resilience to cope with anything that is going to throw in it. These are the topics that we can focus on right now. Forget about big conferences, forget about flying. For the first time, we do have the ability to use technology for our benefit instead of slaving it. So let's do that. Let's create online think tank, ad hoc thinking group. Let's use 30% of the resources we have to repurpose who we are and where we are going. That's it.